because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
To Anthony. Dwayne Wade. Anthony. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Knocked loose. He'd get control. Wade to Anthony. Wade. Off the iron. No good.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
To Kemba Walker. Wide open look, won't go. Dwayne Wade. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Walker. Carmelo Anthony. Tips it. Dwight Howard with a piece. It's Wade.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
The screen sets him up for two.
Bread and butter. And there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Knocked loose. He'd come up with it. He gets it.
And when a player's running at you full speed and he takes those steps, there's no way you can defend it.
Dwight Howard. Huge block. Out of bounds, last touch by the Heat. Hayward. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Dwight Howard pins it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
And now it's Flash with the basketball. To Howard. Lets it fly from long range. That out of his range and no good. Dwayne Wade rejects it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Wade. Dwayne Wade blanketed, shoots and hits.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
Now the Celtics going to use a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter.
Well, first off, energy and persistence conquer all things. But look at the way they're setting screens. Look at the way they're communicating to each other. They're actually hitting people on those screens, and they're coming off those screens with their hands in a target area, ready to shoot the basketball. When you play the game with that kind of precision and that kind of energy, you see why they're in the lead.
Has a look. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time. Wade, and a putback slam.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
To Hayward. Driving right to the basket. Dwight Howard swats it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Blocked away.
That one's in the 15th row.
Huge denial. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
You normally normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
He's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off three-point shots.
Dwight Howard snatching it out of the air. It's the Heat with the possession. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Wade. Well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
Oh, a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Substitution being made in this one. And they call the foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
Welcome to New Age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Time for some new personnel into the game. Walker. Dwight Howard.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Yeah, they're lucky they get the ball back. Walker to Jaylen Brown. Doesn't get the bounce. To Anthony. Fires the three. He still can't find his range from deep. It's no good. Brown with it up top. Up a dozen. Kemba Walker matched up with Howard. He'd have the basketball. To Wade. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Dwayne Wade at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw good. A 3-point play. And they're back within single digits. Down by 9. Walker with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Walker into the front court. The lead stands at 9. Hayward to Kemba Walker. Nothing going here on that drive. Bam Adebayo sends it away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To Wade. Butler. Anthony. At long last, he missed his first 5 attempts from beyond the arc, but he gets that one to go.
Welcome to psychological warfare, provided he's not taking bad shots. But if I were the defense, I would let him keep shooting it. Make him think about it a little bit more.
Brown into the front court. Up by 6. Walker. To Jaylen Brown. Nice pass to set things up.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
And scores.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Brown with it up top. Up 6. To Walker. The drive, right to the basket. Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
When I think about Kemba Walker, I think about a self-made elite PG. He's a little guy that thrives amongst the NBA giants, and he's fearless. Let me tell you about how fearless he is. Even Alvin Gentry said he's probably the biggest competitor he's ever seen. You could put him right up there with the likes of Kobe Bryant from a competitive standpoint. That goes to show you that Walker will do anything and everything to beat you every possession.
Good. Off a spin.
Come on, somebody tell me when he added that to his arsenal.
Wade. Trying for a 40-point night, but it's off the mark. Driving right to the basket. Kemba Walker with the block.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Dwayne Wade to Butler. Beyond the arc for 3. Won't go down. That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
And the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
He wants it at the rim and scores.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Wade. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Wade. Add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
Boston with the basketball. To Hayward. Screen coming.
Hey, double screen.
Trying to cash in. Wide open. Too easy. You can't give him that look.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Wade. That right there, Jay, his 8th 3 of the game. He is putting on a show.
He's defying physics with that jumper. He's not even holding his foul through.
Knocked loose. He'd get control. Third quarter comes to an end. The fourth quarter on the way. So the Heat will have it to start this fourth and final quarter. They trail to this point, but you'd have to say this one's up for grabs.
And the new style we play with in this league, all it takes is 3 quick threes, and you're right back in the ball game.
Brown into the front court. Leads a bucket. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. To Anthony. He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
The game is too tight for you to be taking risks like that. You want to avoid foul trouble at all costs.
Gordon Hayward, a couple of free throws on the way. He's perfect from the line so far. First one goes down. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Wade. The hot night continues. He's at 9 threes here tonight.
Uh-oh, someone's getting towards that single-game record territory. He's having that kind of night.
Brown with it up top. Lead is 2. Count the basket at the rim.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Dwight Howard sends it away.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Flash at the controls. For three, oh, he couldn't get it to go. Wade, 10 threes for him now in the game, Jay. Just astonishing.
And I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's only happened 30-something times since the three-point line went into effect in 1979. Goes to show you how big of a night he's having.
How old were you back then?
I was not born yet, my friend.
Boom, baby. Dwight Howard tips it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Dwayne Wade trying to cash in on a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. To Jaylen Brown. Dwayne Wade with a piece.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Wide open look, won't go.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still, you got to make that one.
Wade's shot no good.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
To Jaylen Brown. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Has a chance. That's usually one that he'll knock down.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
To Kemba Walker. Shot won't go.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
Wade to Anthony. Butler buries it on the catch and shoot.
And if you're on D right now, if you're off on the weak side, stunt towards the driver. That means fake at him. Don't overcommit. Stunt, then get back to you or stay at home. Force him to make one of those passes or force him to take a crazy shot at the rim.
Into the front court, it's Walker. His guys down by 9. Dwight Howard, huge block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Count the basket inside.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
He cruises in for 2. Too easy.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Dwayne Wade. Here's a chance from long range, cleaning the offensive glass. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Kemba Walker at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. Whoops, that won't go. I don't know what the defender was doing there, but count the points.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
To Anthony. 4-3. And Carmelo Anthony, zero hesitation as he knocks down the three.
You live by the three, you die by the three. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Knocked loose. And this will be out of bounds. Off of Butler. It'll stay Celtic basketball.
Come on, y'all, let's go get it. It's on up.
And scores. Strong take.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Miami with the basketball. Count it.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Knocked loose. He'd come up with it. Wade. Gets to the basket and scores.
And Melo will be the first one to tell you this. He's not ready to be a role player just yet. He can still put up points in bunches. Didn't shoot the ball that well last year. Averaged around 16 a game. The lowest total of his 15-year career.
Wow. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
First free throw is good. So he hits the first, misses the second. To Anthony. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
Add 2 points to the board.
Rock-a-bye, baby. Oh, yeah, he rocked him to sleep on that one.
Celtics have it. A drive by Brown, but he can't finish. Anthony to Wade. Jaylen Brown pins it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play. Oh, he sent that one to the 3rd row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Butler for 2. That's smart with the rebound. The drive. Right to the... Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Enes Kanter at the line for 2 shots. Shooting 75% so far tonight. And he makes them both. Dwayne Wade to Anthony. To Wade. Richardson. Shot by Carmelo. No good.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Deep three at the buzzer. The Heat with the victory as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That does it. My partner Jay Williams and our...
This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.